At this time, we will call our meeting to order this evening. This is our regular meeting, and we extend greetings to everyone that's out there today. We see so many wonderful faces, and especially our retired teachers. We are just honored to have you here today. We are going to stand for our Pledge of Allegiance, and then after that, we will go right into our Kids at Hope Treasures Hunters Pledge. Please stand with us.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Hunters Pledge. As an adult and treasure hunter, I am committed to search for all the talent, skills, and intelligence that exist in all children and youth. I believe all children are capable of success, no exceptions. Thank you. You may be seated. Tonight we have a great evening of performances here from our school district. Our students are coming up at this time, and we want to, as they come up, we want to thank Northport for the artwork that's displayed out in front, as well as those lovely treats that they had for us this evening. We are also prepared to hear from Northport again. The culinary students have prepared those treats. I wanted to recognize them as well. Now we have the chorus students from Northport K-8. It's under the direction of Thomas Connor and Brian Jose, and they will sing the national anthem. But before they do, we would like to also ask the board if you would step down directly after they sing. We will have a salute by the Fort Pierce Westwood High School students for Veterans Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem.
Stripes and
I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Now I'll thank my lucky stars to be living here today. 'Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. No, they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I'm glad we stand up next to you and defend her still today. But there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. But there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. An American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
Thank you so much, Westwood, for presenting us with that salute for Veterans Day. And also to Northport for that lovely presentation that you gave as well. Can we give our students another hand, please? Veterans Day is the official United States federal holiday that we observe annually on November the 11th. We honor people who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces, and we call them our veterans. And the United States is very proud to have the men and women who have given their lives so that we can all have that freedom. We're going to go right into our special order of service right now. And we're going to turn this portion of the meeting over to Superintendent Gent.
Thank you, Dr. Mills. I'd like to ask for Vicki Rodriguez and Sandra Roan and Carolyn Hamner to come forward to speak about and read the National Education Support Personnel Day proclamation. And after they're done reading that, I'll have a recommendation for the board.
Hi, I'm Sandy Roan. I'm the CU Vice President. Good evening, board members and Superintendent Gent. I'd like to thank Dr. Mills and Superintendent Gent for their immediate and 100% agreement to do the support staff video and ESP, Education Support Professionals proclamation. I'd like to thank Octavius Robinson for dealing with my directions on the video, and the media services for creating this amazing video tribute to our hardworking support staff. A big thank you to all the members who agreed to participate in the video and the CU committee for helping to create the concept for the video. I would also like to thank the school principals and district supervisors who allowed the video to shoot at their facilities. As for the proclamation, I'd like to thank our CTACU President Vicki Rodriguez and our executive board for supporting and encouraging this project as they support all we do for our membership across the district. Now please welcome Carolyn Hammer to read the proclamation.
Good evening. The School Board of St. Lucie County Proclamation for Education Support Professionals Day. Whereas public schools are the backbone of our democracy, providing young people with the tools they need to maintain our nation's precious values of freedom, civility, and equality. And whereas education support professionals are an integral part of the education process. And whereas education support professionals work tirelessly to serve our children and communities with care and professionalism. And whereas on a daily basis, our education support professionals take great pride in using their numerous skills which are rooted in human relations, communications, verbal presentations, technical knowledge, use of resources, and positive personality traits. And whereas the educational support professionals in our school district are to be commended for the professional manner in which they perform their duties, they put forth effort individually and collectively to assure that our educational system will continue to have prosperity and success. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the School Board of St. Lucie County, Florida, does hereby recognize and proclaim November 18th, 2015, as National Education Support Professionals Day, and urges all employees and the entire community to join in this observance by expressing grateful appreciation to the education support professionals for their commitment and dedication to the school system. Thank you.
Recommend the board adopt the proclamation designating November 18th, 2015 as National Education Support Personnel Day as presented.
I would entertain a motion at this time to approve the November 18th as National Education Support Personal Day as presented.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Harley and second by Ms. Hensley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0.
This time I'd ask for Carrie Patrick to come up and to present our next presenters for the proclamation honoring retired educators.
Madam Chair, board members, Superintendent Gent. St. Lucie Public Schools is proud of the mark its educators make on our growing community. We have educators who have dedicated their lives to supporting and to nurturing our youth to learn, to grow, and to give back to this community as productive and honorable citizens. Once educators retire, their hearts still beat with a resounding passion to help others to learn and to grow. You see this evidenced in the purpose of the St. Lucie County Retired Educators Association. Their purpose is to establish a community of retired educators and school personnel to make a positive difference in the world around us, to promote the well-being of retired educators, to encourage retired educators to retain their professional concern for education, to foster good citizenship, and to assist in preparing educators and retirees for retirement. It is my pleasure to invite to the podium the president of the St. Lucie County Retired Educators Association, Mrs. Norma McGuire, who dedicated 30 years to foster positive learning experiences for children, and Mrs. Olivia Watkins, a 42-year veteran educator and publicity chair for this organization. They are joined in solidarity by a number of members of this organization. So at this time, I would ask that you too please stand so that we may recognize and honor each of you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor this evening to read the proclamation honoring St. Lucie's retired educators. Whereas the educational system within the United States of America and state of Florida is a vital part of society, providing education for young and old alike, and whereas at the heart of the educational system are educators who are devoted to sharing their knowledge and experience with their students, and whereas in St. Lucie County, there are many retired educators who have spent most of their lives giving of themselves to all children, having demonstrated an ability to meet new challenges with enthusiasm, and whereas during their years of dedicated service, they have earned the admiration and respect of students, parents, friends, and colleagues. And whereas Rick Scott, governor of the state of Florida, has designated November 15th, 2015 as Retired Educators Day, now therefore be it resolved that the School Board of St. Lucie County, Florida extends its appreciation and gratitude to these valued retired educators for their years of dedicated service and their contribution to the education of children. And be it further resolved that the School Board of St. Lucie County, Florida joins Governor Rick Scott in extending greetings and best wishes to all observing November 15th, 2015 as Retired Educators Day. Superintendent, at this time, I would like to invite Ms. Norma McGuire to the microphone.
On behalf of the St. Lucie County Retired Educators, we want to thank the school board for your support and for this proclamation. I also want to thank you for the support that you give us for the retirement seminar, which this year will be February 24th from 12 to 4 in this building. So thank you so much for your support.
Thank you all very, very much.
I recommend to the board to adopt the proclamation honoring retired educators as presented.
I will entertain a motion at this time to approve the proclamation honoring retired educators as presented.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Hawley and second by Ms. Hilson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried 5-0, and we would like to get a picture with our retired educators. If you would all come up, please. Come forward.
I'd like for the entire board to come down and get a picture taken, and then when that's done, I'd like for Vicki and Sandra and Carolyn also for her group to come up, and we can get a photo with them as well.
Carolyn has to come up and
I would like to do that for you. And two, Tammy will take a picture. So we'll-
Like for Ms. Patrick to also come back up to the microphone and do the employee recognition.
Each month, we are thrilled to be able to honor our employees with a STAR Award for various acts of kindness, professionalism, going above and beyond. For November, we are so pleased to bring forward members of our transportation department. And as I call individuals' names, I would ask that you please come to the podium. We will present you with a certificate, and if you could please gather in the center, we will take a group picture at the end of our presentation. So to begin this STAR Award celebration, I would invite Mrs. Carolyn O'Neill and Mrs. Betty Proctor. Both are bus drivers with St. Lucie Public School Transportation Department. Both drivers support the safe transport of students daily to and from school. In a recent non-school related community altercation that took place within the vicinity of the buses as the drivers were taking students home, these two ladies acted quickly and calmly following protocols. We salute you for the safe care that you provide our students in our community. We have an outstanding team within our district maintenance and facilities department, and with that, we would like to bring attention to a gentleman by the name of Mr. Ace Vito, and they like to call him Ace. He is the athletic field specialist who maintains the fields at Fort Pierce Central High School in superior fashion. We received an email from Jose Gilbert of Vero Beach High School noting, "Your fields are outstanding. We played simultaneous matches on both fields. Your fields are the envy of all. I commend you and your staff who maintain them. Best fields in the area, bar none." Thank you, Ace, for all you do for our schools, and accepting on his behalf is Mr. Gary Taylor. Making sure that we are attending to all of the needs of students is important, and making sure that our students are here to receive the outstanding education afforded to them in St. Lucie Public Schools. We would like to honor from Student Services, Mr. Gary George, who is an attendance officer. Gary works tirelessly as an attendance officer for the Division of Student Services. Gary is a true advocate for children and families and will work continuously to remove all barriers to access the education for children. Gary is respected as a member of our Student Services family and has worked in the division for 25 years. Gary has a very strong work ethic, and he sets the standard for dedication, responsibility, and commitment. We are honored to have you representing Student Services. And we often hear that it takes a village to raise children, and we know that St. Lucie Public Schools is made stronger by the community support that it receives from our businesses and from our local volunteers. We could not do this without you. Therefore, representing our volunteer segment of our school system, we are so pleased to bring Mr. Terrence Buford forward for this recognition. Mr. Buford of Sword Outreach Mentoring and Resource Center volunteers to mentor the young men and women at Forest Grove Middle School. Working hand in hand with staff, Mr. Buford supports communicating the ideals of responsibility and positive character to support the building of self-esteem and self-initiative in the students that he supports. And he is joined this evening with members of his team at the outreach. Would you all please stand and be recognized? We are so thankful to have you all on our campuses. To all of our Star Award winners, we thank you so much, and if you would stay for a picture, please.
We are going to backtrack a little bit here and just remind our anyone out there that may want to be an unscheduled speaker, please turn in your form right away to Ms. Chris Harris, which is sitting over to the left. And we want to go over our vision as we do every school board meeting. Our vision is that St. Lucie County Schools, in partnership with parents and community, will become premier centers of knowledge that are organized around students and the work that's provided to them. Our name will be synonymous with the continuous improvement of student achievement and the success of each individual. Furthermore, our promise is to move from good to great, focusing on our core business, the creation of challenging, engaging, and satisfying work for each child every day. And this is our St. Lucie way. We are now going to hear our CTA reports. Ms. Vicki Rodriguez. Welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for your honoring of our education support professionals. I hope that all of our principals and district-level administrators will set some time aside on the 18th or sometime next week to honor the folks in the building. In my report tonight, I want to highlight some of the things that have been taking place over the last month since I spoke to you all as a group. First, Chris Hill and I began our Walk in Their Shoes project with a full-day shadowing experience for Chris at FK Suite and for me at Port St. Lucie High School. Besides an opportunity to go home and be a Jaguar again, I can tell you that the Port St. Lucie High School experience solidified for me the fact that electives, like what you saw tonight, support the regular curriculum and are essential to deepening students' understanding of the application of the skills we teach in the core curriculum. It also made clear that planning is critical to authentic, collaborative teaching and learning. I saw real-world, high-quality teaching and learning taking place where students were completely, utterly engaged in lessons with all the rigor and relevance that we hear about all the time. I watched kids work with each other at their pace with their teacher as their guide. I witnessed students who were accelerated being able to move further and go deeper in the lesson, and students who had special needs being able to slow down and get the teacher's help, or a modified lesson even, because the laptop that they have at Port St. Lucie High School was such a flexible tool. These students were completely focused the entire 90 minutes of each class period on what they had to do and interacted with their laptops in a way that they never could or would have with their textbooks. In many ways, they were even self-directed with their learning. I mean, it was really amazing. This was only possible, though, because the implementation of Access Now, that entire project at Port St. Lucie High School, gave teachers the time to plan lessons crafted to allow this type of learning, the freedom to enter the laptop learning process themselves without the pressure to be at the expert level to start out with, the flexibility to participate in collaborative learning with colleagues as they deemed necessary, and the recognition and understanding of the administration, and really, I believe this is key, that focus calendars, CBC boards, highlighted 20-page lesson plans, collaborative planning compliance worksheets turned in every Friday are not the way to achieve exemplary lessons and learning. So this is my message to you. First, you have got to go see it in action if you haven't already done so. And I don't mean stay for 10 minutes. You need to stay for an entire class period, an entire 90 minutes, and look and see. You're not going to find one kid who's off task for more than 2 seconds as they're looking for something else on their laptop. It's truly, truly amazing. Part of me was thinking, I might want to go back and teach English. And then I said, it's not perfect yet there. But it really is the best of what we're doing in St. Lucie Public Schools. And I was so proud of the teachers and the kids there for what they're doing. Then after you see it in action, because you know there's going to be an ask, it's not going to be just that easy, I suggest we do 2 things. First, let's figure out a way to get laptops in the hands of every single kid in this school district. That's something we have to figure out a way to do. I don't know what that is, but we've got to figure out a way to do it. And second, this board needs to make it a budget priority right away so that every high school in this district returns to a reasonable schedule for teachers, where every teacher has time to plan, train, and collaborate during their workday. And by that I mean we've got to restore the planning period in high school that they lost several years ago. That loss increased their contact time with students, the number of kids that they have, and their ability to get real work done during the workday. Westwood and Port St. Lucie High School already have this time back because of Access Now. Every high school teacher deserves the same. And quite frankly, every teacher in this district deserves the same. Time that is free from unnecessary layers of expectation, fettered with 101 different ways to show compliance, endless forms, data charts, and useless formulaic lesson plans, because I did not see a formulaic lesson plan when I was at Port St. Lucie High School. You've heard me say it before, but just let them be professional teachers. They want to be, and simply amazing things will happen. I want to commend my colleagues at Port St. Lucie High School and thank the administration there for allowing me to spend the day. And I also want to publicly mention Sue Degginger, the teacher in the drawing and digital photography class that I went to, for welcoming me into her classroom and sharing her day and her students with me. It was really, really a joyful day for me, even if I was actually driving down the road at 6:20 going, how did I do this for 15 years? My next shadowing experience will be as a behavior tech in an ASD classroom in a K-8 school, so I'm sure it will be equally as enlightening.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Very nice report this evening. CWA, do we have a report from you? Anyone out there? No report? Okay, we'll move right on to our consent agenda. Fellow board members, we have the agenda before us. I believe it's 6.1 through 16.1. Can I have a motion to accept the agenda as presented? So moved by Mr. Ingersoll. Second by Ms. Hilson. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. You have the agenda before you. Are there any conflicts that you wish to declare on any of the items that are coming before us this evening? Hearing no conflict, Superintendent Gent, may we receive your recommendations?
Yeah, I want to let the board know, as we mentioned this morning, that I'll be pulling item number 15.2, but I recommend the board approve the consent agenda as amended with item 15.2 deleted.
We have the superintendent's recommendations. Board members, are there any items you wish to comment on or discuss? Hearing none, we receive the recommendations. May I hear a motion, please?
So moved.
So moved by Ms.
Second.
Hensley and second by Mr. Ingersoll. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0 again here. Okay, at this time, we do have informational reports on our agenda that you can look at at your own time. And so we will go right into hearing our superintendent and staff reports.
Thank you, Dr. Mills. First off, if you look to your left, I'm really glad to see him. John Gillette's here, and we welcome him back, and glad that he's doing well. Just a couple of things. Number one, November is Florida Family Engagement in Education Month. It's a time to celebrate the important role parents and families play in their children's education when schools work together with their families to support learning. The kids are motivated to succeed not just in school, but throughout life. And I always say this, and I've been saying it for a few years, and since this is going to be Thanksgiving and our holidays and a time of giving, the best gift I think that parents can give their children is the gift of time, and it doesn't cost much, and also to be president of their child's fan club. Village Green Elementary instructor Jacqueline Harris can't make it to board meetings at all because she has a conflict, but she was won an award that she was Florida's Council on Economic Education as the Outstanding Educator for Quarter 2, and she was featured in Teacher Spotlight. She's an energetic, outgoing first grade teacher who was awarded first place in the entrepreneurship category of the elementary division at the 2015 Governor's Award Program for Excellence in Teaching and Economics for her project, The Healthy Kids Snack Shop and Eatery. She challenged her students to run a mock business, guided her class in using critical thinking skills in a real-world application, and she filmed the students as they explored their role play, the financial and economic concepts of owning and running an eatery, and we recognized the principal at the principal's meeting last week. Secondly, or thirdly, I just want to bring this up, the Florida superintendents that we are making a recommendation to support Commissioner Pam Stewart in her recommendations for the cut scores that went out. Just to brief you with this, the superintendents support the established and inclusive cut score process that's been used 6 times since 1998 to establish cut scores for Florida assessments. To deviate from that negates the process itself and calls into question the need for the process. It also further undermines public confidence in Florida's already fragile economic system. So the commissioner has made a recommendation. Some of the state board members were questioning that and wanted to bring in the NAEP scores and some other things, and that would really just make the reactor panels and the education panels, be just like, why would we do that? Why would we go through that process? So we support Pam Stewart, Commissioner Stewart, for her recommendations. We support the work of the 300 members of the educators panel that came from across the state. We had one of our employees here, Mrs. Pruitt, that served on that. And also we support the work of the 16-member reactor panel. And we also support holding the grades in abeyance and using this year or last year, 14-15, as a baseline year. As I've stated to you before, it's not an accurate reflection of how our students perform when we just talk about their performance and not their growth. And the school districts and our superintendents will continue to stand and work with the FDOE and the legislator and stakeholders to help develop an accountability system that will regain the trust of our teachers and our community members and our parents as well. And then finally, as I shared with you this morning, and I want to do this for the public's benefit, I've put in 3 goals for this school year. The first goal is to significantly increase our graduation rates for our high schools, for all of our high schools in St. Lucie County. My second goal will be to improve the overall efficiency and effectiveness of our HR department, specifically with teacher recruitment and retention, customer service, and quality control. And then third goal is to engage with our community organizations to establish stronger relationships with business civics groups in order to create opportunities to tell our story and invite community leaders into the schools to take a closer look. We're going to use the Economic Development Council survey and have some focus groups in the springtime as well to gauge where this perception is and if we've made improvements in that area. So I appreciate the board looking at those this morning and giving me the opportunity to present them to you, and we'll bring them to a formal vote at our December 8th meeting next month. Thank you.
And Superintendent Gent, we can truly see as a board that you've already started with those goals since you've been here, and you've been moving quite quickly in different areas, and we appreciate all of your hard work here for St. Lucie County students.
Thank you.
Mr. Ingersoll, report?
No, ma'am.
Before I go on with the board, Attorney Dan Harrell, you have any comments or report? Okay. Ms. Hawley.
Yes, a couple of things I wanted to mention. First of all, to thank the Education Foundation for the fabulous event that they hosted this past Saturday evening. It was a great opportunity to join together and have an opportunity to support education in our classrooms. And so to the Ed Foundation and its board and supporters, we thank you for that. It also had an opportunity, several opportunities, to participate in some student-led conferences. And as Ms. Rodriguez mentioned, being in the classroom and seeing the excitement that these students have about what they're doing and what they've accomplished during their first 9 weeks, it's really an awesome experience. So anytime you have an opportunity to participate as a caring adult in a student-led conference, it's a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I would encourage you to do so. And before we meet again, we will have the Thanksgiving holidays, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to wish all of you a very warm and restful Thanksgiving holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hawley. Ms. Hilson?
Also, a thank you for the Foundation's wonderful program. I thought it was amazing and enlightening because they went many, many years back to I don't know, how many years, 10 years, 12 years since the
25.
Was it 25? Wow. So it's been, the foundation has been with us for 25, yeah. That's amazing. And some of the people came forward and they acknowledged them. I thought it was lovely. I just would echo the same thing Ms. Hawley said about the student-led conferences. I was at Sam Gaines and got to spend time in first grade and then got moved to third grade and just had a wonderful time. And it was a great impact for the people that were able to be and sit with children that didn't have a parent, so that they felt important and special, because not all parents were able to make it to the student conferences. So I felt as though I was an integral part and was able to listen to 3 or 4 at the same time, and I enjoyed it. So I appreciate Sam Gaines doing the Kids at Hope project.
Thank you, Ms. Hilson. Ms. Hensley?
We've had several opportunities to do really fun things, reading to students at Allapattah Flats, and today was the Veterans Day celebration at Westgate, and going in and sitting with students and spending some time with them. And not just us, but the police chief of Port St. Lucie and one of his deputies were talking about how wonderful it was to go in and sit with children that were as young as 5. And that they felt so supported, and they were amazed at those children, what they knew. And I think that speaks well of what's going on, but it's also nice to have people who are not part of the system talk about what our wonderful kids are doing. So that's a great thing. As you know, Early Learning Coalition has moved. We are now in this facility as of just a month ago. Makes it very convenient for that interaction. So that's a good thing. Also, the state of the county was yesterday. The state of the city of Port St. Lucie was last night. The city of Fort Pierce will be the first week of December. And although we hear lots of negatives, when you listen to the professionals talk about the opportunities and the great things that are actually going on that may not make the press, it's very impressive, and it's really a wonderful thing to know that we're in a community where we can work across territories. Don't forget that we have FSBA the first week of December in Tampa. The Florida Children's Council will be meeting the first week in December in Tallahassee with all the department heads. So it's going to be a very interesting, busy time, and part of the meetings that we'll be asked to go to in Tallahassee will be uptick because, of course, the session starts in January instead of March. So you have received your final consortium document, I believe, yesterday. And you have, I believe, the final FSBA document also. So those are some of our guides to keep us moving. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hensley. I want to comment also on the Evening for Education that the Educational Foundation did. I brought our little folder here, and they did celebrate 25 years of here in St. Lucie County, benefiting our St. Lucie County schools and children and teachers. I want to give a special thank you out to the planning committee because it was fabulous. It was something to be at. I want to thank Clarissa and Robbie and Victoria and Michelle and Beth and Tom Jones, of course, our director there, and Emily. Thank you very much. You did a fantastic job that evening, and they had a silent auction, and I won 3 items. I was determined to win, okay? Took home 3 big items. And also thank you for our participating schools. We had, and the community, I mean, we just had so many different items for the silent auction, as well as items that came from the what do you call it, the voice auction that we had as well. But I mean, we have a whole list of schools they have here that participated, and I'm so glad that these schools understand and realize how important the Education Foundation is. Without them, there's so many areas that we would not have here in St. Lucie County. We have teacher grants. These grants provide funding for innovative classroom, school-wide and district projects that are designed to motivate our students. And this is what it's all about. We've got to motivate our students. I appreciate this morning's work session with the board, especially the part with technology and what we are doing in that area for our schools and our students, and how engaged we have heard they have become about learning simply because they have those computers in their hands, and that it has even helped with disciplinary problems. So this is what it's all about, and the Education Foundation helps us to motivate our students. They also fund a project. They facilitate the opportunity for teachers to raise money to fund creative, innovative learning experiences that enrich the learning process and the environment in the classroom. And then they also have a program where people can adopt a class. I love that one. That's where you can adopt, individuals can adopt a class, organizations, businesses can adopt a class, and these adoptions allow our teachers to purchase resources for the classroom to bring the amazing learning experiences to their students. And then last but not least, the Education Foundation also provides student scholarships, and they award scholarships annually. That's every year to our students to support their efforts to achieve post-academic excellence. So we really do appreciate all that you are doing, Education Foundation, and we're so thankful that you are part of the St. Lucie County family. Also want to mention that we did have our Speakers Bureau at Westwood last month, and we had our AP, Dominic Clayton, who happens to be here tonight. They did an absolute fabulous job speaking and sharing his life with the students. I mean, a wonderful job. If you can catch it on our school channel, you would be amazed at how captivated he had the students. And also, Commissioner Reginald Sessions did a very good job as well. This month, we will have for our keynote speakers will be our own Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Jonathan Prince, and our Deputy of Fort Pierce Police Department, Deputy Kenny Norris, will be our 2 speakers. And this is, again, what it's all about, motivating our students to learn. And as these keynote speakers come in and share their life story, the children are captivated and they're motivated to move forward in life. And we will begin that Speakers Bureau also at Sam Gaines this month, and we'll have one speaker a month there as well. Our own Dr. Perry will be our first speaker sharing his life. So please find us on the school channel, on the YouTube, and also encourage others at home to look at that. Our students, our parents, everyone can be encouraged through these speakers now that's coming through the household. Superintendent Gent?
When you're finished, I had one more announcement that
Yes, I've wrapped up just now, finished.
Just want to have everyone mark your calendar for the STEAM rap battle. That will be November 20th at the
Doing great things.
down at the Sunrise, right? Sunrise.
Yes.
Sunrise Theater. So this will be our first opportunity to go to the theater and to also be involved in a STEAM
Yes.
rap battle. And that visit to Alapata Flats. We thank the board members that were there as well. I got to read to a kindergarten class of 5-year-olds, and when I left, one little girl said, "Thank you, Mr. President." So
See,
I went back, I gave her an application to be deputy superintendent, and, but it was a great, I appreciate everyone coming out. We had a lot of community support. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we will get ready to adjourn our meeting. We do have a organizational and leasing corporation meeting directly after this one at 6 o'clock. And we will close out at this time with our mission statement for St. Lucie County Public Schools. It is to ensure that all of our students graduate from safe and caring schools equipped with the knowledge, the skills, and the desire to succeed. At this time, we conclude our meeting by saying good night to all. We are adjourned.
Okay, if I could have everyone's attention, we're going to begin our organizational meeting. I'll ask everyone either to grab a seat. We'll call this meeting to order. This is our organizational meeting by state statute. We do this once a year in November. We're going to forego the Pledge of Allegiance, since we've done that earlier this evening. And what we'll do now is go for the election of the chairman, and I will open the floor for nominations for the chairman of the school board. Mrs. Hawley?
Superintendent Gent, I'd like to recommend Catherine Hensley for the position of chair for the school board.
We have a recommendation of Mrs. Catherine Hensley. Do we have any other recommendations from the board?
Mr. Jen, I would just want the board to consider, because you are a new superintendent, what we did with Chairman Hawley and continue the second year. I don't want it to become a pattern, but I'm just posing the question with Dr. Mills, since you are a new superintendent coming in, because we did do that in the past with Mrs. Yost. Either way, I just want to put it out there for the board to consider. Just because I think it's important that we maintain, that and put that out there, because we have done that practice in the past. So it would be up to the board. Either way, I'm happy. We have excellent candidates all the way around.
Thank you. Any other nominations? Okay, seeing none then, we'll ask for a vote. All those in favor of Ms. Hensley signify by an aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, congratulations to Ms. Hensley. You are now the new chairman. I'm going to turn this gavel over to you, and then we can do the election of the vice chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Gent and board. And we have the nomination for the vice chair. I entertain a motion.
Ms. Hensley, if I may, I would like to nominate Troy Ingersoll for the position of vice chairman.
Okay, we have a nomination of Mr. Ingersoll. Is there any other nomination for vice chair? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, except for Mr. Ingersoll? Thank you very much. Committee appointments. For the last many years, we have, for consistency's sake, been keeping our same committee appointments. Is there anyone who wishes to change the committee assignment at this time? Everybody content with their committees? Then I'll entertain a motion for everybody to keep the current positions that they are in. Been moved by Ms. Hawley.
Second.
Second by Dr. Mills. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. Next, we have the date, time, and place of regular board meetings. In November, we'll entertain a motion to not have a meeting on November 24th, and in December to not have a meeting on December 22nd. And then, if it is acceptable for everyone, we will have a meeting the first Tuesday of each month at 5 o'clock, one work session the fourth Tuesday of each month at 9 o'clock, with the exception of those two meetings in November and December. Any discussion?
You did say starting in January?
Yes.
We will meet the first Tuesday for board meeting? Yeah, that's what.
It's the second Tuesday
Okay.
I'm sorry, the second Tuesday for our regular evening meeting,
Okay.
okay? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Ingersoll,
Second.
second by Dr. Mills. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. The next thing we get to do is basically hire our attorney again. He's been with us for a long time. I think you know that he is, we are going to recommend a slight uptick in his compensation. He has had the same salary for many years, and actually he took a cut. When everybody was taking cuts, he actually took a cut. So this is more of a restoration. Any comments on Mr. Harrell's contract? I'll entertain a motion to accept it.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Ingersoll, second by Ms. Hawley. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, carries unanimously. So we will adjourn the organizational meeting if there's no business. Now we're on to the St. Lucie Board Leasing Corporation Annual Membership Meeting. Mr. Gent.
I'd like to call the St. Lucie School Board Leasing Corporation Annual Membership Meeting to order. And I'll announce that the sole members of the corporation shall be the members of the School Board of St. Lucie County, Florida, who shall be ex officio members. And I'll ask for a motion and a second that the members of the School Board of St. Lucie County be appointed as the ex officio Board of Directors of the corporation
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, unanimous. We'll now adjourn this meeting of the St. Lucie School Board Leasing Corporation Annual Membership Meeting, and I'll now call to order the St. Lucie School Board Leasing Corporation Board of Directors meeting. This time I'll call for a motion and a second naming the chairman of the School Board of St. Lucie County as the ex officio chairman of the Board of Directors of the corporation, and vice chairman of the School Board of St. Lucie County as the ex officio vice chairman of the Board of Directors of the corporation.
So
Now,
moved.
okay.
Sorry.
Call for a motion and a second to name the chairman of the Board of Directors. I got who was that?
So moved.
You guys are tough. You're not even letting me finish.
Ahead of
my part.
time, but-
I look forward to this every year, just to be in charge for a minute up here. Okay, so the motion was we had a motion and a second that the president of the corporation and the vice president of the Board of Directors as the ex officio vice president of the Board of Directors, and the secretary of the School Board of St. Lucie County as the ex officio secretary treasurer of the corporations. All in favor?
Aye.
No opposition. I now adjourn this meeting of the St. Lucie County School Board Leasing Corporation Board of Directors.
And before we're finished, we have a present for our outgoing chair for her
Well, I like
diligence last year.
presents. Thank you. Thank you, Board. I appreciate you appreciating my year.
Thank you, Dr. Mills, for your service. There being no other business before this body, we are adjourned.